This is the Art Marketing Minute with Eric Rhodes, author of the Amazon best-selling book, Make More Money Selling Your Art. In the Marketing Minute, we answer your questions to help your art career. Brought to you by artmarketing.com, the place to go to learn more about marketing. Now, here's your host, Art Magazine publisher, Eric Rhodes.
Thank you, Jim Kipping, and thank you for joining us today. I am here. My goal is to eliminate the idea of the starving artist. So let's get right to today's questions. Here's a question from Carol in the Sierras. I guess that's the high Sierras of California. Carol, welcome. I'm at a crossroads regarding my art. It seems that I'm throwing good money after bad. I'm not a rank beginner. However, I thought that I should chuck everything and start again from scratch. Here's why. About 5 months ago, I got my own website. In that 5 months, I've had only 10 people look at the site and no buyers. I do not, in most cases, seem to be able to tell which of my paintings are the better ones. I'm quite discouraged at this point. The art ship may have already sailed for me. I have no clients. I have no client list. I don't know anyone who would buy my art. Help. Carol, you sound desperate. My dear goodness. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Never, ever. What Churchill said, don't ever, never give up, right? Paint first because you love it. If you paint because you love it, that's a good starting point. If that's not the reason you're doing it, maybe that's something you shouldn't be doing. But I have a hunch you can do it because I looked at your website. Your paintings are pretty good. And so look at it from this standpoint. If it sells, it's icing on the cake. Now, if you have to make a living as a painter, just know that it takes some time. You have to devote time and energy into building it. Now, I put together a thing for people that are in their senior years, retiring and so on. It's kind of about how to start up fast and so on. I don't remember the name of it. It's one of my videos. Anyway, there's some stuff in there that talks about how to speed up the process. But the reality is that if you have a website, that doesn't guarantee you're going to get any visitors. You had 10 visitors. That's not necessarily any visitors, right? So you've got to look for ways to drive traffic to your website, and that's going to require some marketing effort. You can get some free advice on my marketing blog. There's a lot of stuff on there about driving people to websites and how to get people to do it. Sometimes it's advertising, sometimes it's social media, sometimes it's direct mail, sometimes it's other things, but you just got to be constantly driving people to the website and or looking for other people to sell your work for you. Your work is pretty good. It should be in a gallery, and you should probably start doing that process. I have a whole process in some of my videos where I go through that, but you want to get introduced in or invited in, not so much going after them, because everybody else is going after them. You want to be different. You want to see how you can get invited in. I've got a whole strategy on that, and that involves getting the word out to other people through people that are connected to the gallery. So more on that at another time. Anyway, don't give up. Don't get discouraged. You're going to be fine. And just hang in there. Everybody goes through this. This is not unusual. Next question is from Joanne in Lincoln, Nebraska. Congratulate me. I just got into my first gallery. Well, Joanne, congratulations. But so far, they've not sold anything yet. I know there's some great painters in the gallery, so what can I do to help my paintings sell? Well, Joanne, the fact that you got into a gallery, you're one of a very few. And so congratulations on that. The fact that they have other great painters in the gallery means they have good taste and they picked you. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Trust them. It's going to take them some time. They have to build a collector interest and then a collector base, and it might take them some time, but you can help them in a lot of ways. But the first thing is ask them what you can do. It's surprising to me how many people never ask that question. So ask the gallery owner, ask them, how can I help you? Secondly, there's some things you could do. It just depends on how far you want to go. First off, you can talk up the fact that if you've got your own list, if you've got your own newsletter, if you've got your own social media accounts, you can talk up the fact that you're in the gallery and put these paintings out there that are in the gallery and drive people to the gallery. That's something you can do. It's not all up to them. Marketing is a cooperative effort. Speaking of cooperative, one of the things you can do is what we call co-op advertising. You can actually share in the expense. You can go to them and say, hey, listen, I'd like you to advertise my work, and I think it would be great to be exposed and have my name associated with your gallery. I'll pay half if you'll pay half. And so that's one good way to do it. A lot of people do that kind of thing. You can ask permission to talk to the sales team, ask for a conference call, and tell them your story. Make it about your story and how you got where you are and what you do and what your thoughts and philosophies are. Keep it interesting, because the sales team, whoever's selling your paintings, sometimes it's just the owner, but they need to know about you, and don't assume they're going to read anything about you. Make it easy for them. I like to give stories with my paintings. Stories help sell. I like to write up a little story about every painting, put a little bit of fantasy and a little bit of reality in it, and then I paste that on the back of the painting. Sometimes I'll mail it to the galleries, and then they like to sometimes put it up on the placard underneath the name of the painting and the cost, because it gives a little story, creates a little interest. And by the way, very few people do stories, so you're going to stand out. And stories oftentimes help sell. So I got a whole thing on stories in my first and my second videos, and so you might check those out. Keep the gallery informed. Tell them what you're up to, anything new. If you're taking trips, traveling, painting interesting things, if you're on the faculty at a plein air convention or something like that, tell them, because it gives them stuff to talk about. They need stuff to talk about when they're talking about you. Keep them informed. You know, it's amazing how many artists don't keep them informed, but don't overdo it. Don't badger them, because they're busy people. And be grateful. You know, they're going to want to help people who are grateful. And so rather than calling and saying, why didn't you sell my paintings yet? Instead, what you want to do is say, hey, thank you. I appreciate all you're doing. I'm really grateful for you guys, because people, when people are nice, they want to help them, right? Well, anyway, that's some marketing advice. I hope it's helpful. Well, this has been the Art Marketing Minute with me, Eric Rhodes. My goal in life is to eliminate the idea of the starving artist and to help your dreams actually come true. So if you want to submit questions, simply email eric@artmarketing.com. And to learn more about marketing ideas, you can visit artmarketing.com. Thanks for listening.